I am Brittany with the Discover Dairy program, and we are so excited that you are joining us today as we get to meet Farmer Katie and, of course, her adorable adopted calves, Lily and Rosebud. Today's chat wouldn't be possible without the generous support of the Dairy Alliance and the Dairy Excellence Foundation. So thank you to both of those organizations for making today possible. First, this live chat is part of the Adopt a Cow program. So for anyone that's new to Discover Dairy or Adopt a Cow, it is a free online resource that covers Common Core standards in math, reading, and science, all while using dairy concepts to teach those lessons. Those resources can be found at discoverdairy.com, and we'll go ahead and put that link in the chat for you so you have access to that resource. We'd also love for you to join the fun next year for the Adopt a Cow program. So if you're interested in joining again, or you just happen to stumble upon this live chat and are interested in the program, registration for the program is actually open now. So you can sign up at discoverdairy.com/adopt, ADOPT. And all you have to do is fill out the form and hit submit, and you are in the program. The program is completely free, and we start in October of 2023. So we look forward to having you enroll and join us next year. Next, as everyone continues to join us live today, we are really excited to have you. And please, as you can see, that chat feature is enabled for you to join us, comment, ask questions throughout our chat. We're really excited to hear from you. I know Farmer Katie is excited to hear from you, hear your questions, and answer them. We do just ask that you make sure you keep the comments and questions related to the chat and keep them school appropriate. And before we jump over to Farmer Katie, I did just want to say a shout out to one of our classes that has joined so far, and that's Miss Kimmel's first grade class from Slayton, Texas. So hello and welcome, and thank you all for joining us. And we've got some other classes here. So hello, welcome. Thank you so much for joining us today. We're excited to have you. I know Farmer Katie is excited to hear from you. So with that, I am pleased to introduce you to Farmer Katie. Hey, Farmer Katie, how are you doing today?
Hi, Brittany. I'm doing really good today. I'm here at Mauthe Farms. I'm
Awesome.
excited to have everybody see our farm.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, did our service decide to go out on us right as we shifted to you? It kind of
Uh-oh.
seems like it. Oh, okay, there we go.
Are we good?
Yep, I think so. Of course, right. You started
Okay.
introducing yourself, and of course, it started to glitch. But I think you're good. So, Farmer Katie, we're excited to see you. We're excited to hear from you, and we're looking forward to hearing about your farm. So, I'll let you go ahead and talk about your farm a little bit.
Okay, I'm Katie, and I'm a fourth generation dairy farm, and we're here in Progress, Mississippi. Our address is actually Macomb, but we're 35 miles south of Macomb, and we're in a very rural area. We milk 60 cows. We have everything is on farm processing, so we do not ship anything off of our farm in a milk tank. Everything is produced here, and we bottle our milk. We make cheese. We do a Milk Lady cheesecake, which is really delicious, and it's got different toppings on it. And we do buttermilk, heavy cream, chocolate milk. I actually think some of our classrooms got the chocolate milk and was able to taste the milk that came from Rosebud and Lily's mom. And yeah, so they got a sweet treat. Yeah.
Oh, that's really
So
cool. I've always wanted to try that dessert that you guys. What's it called again?
it's a Milk Lady cheesecake, real cream
Milk
cheese
Lady
cheesecake.
Oh, and I love
Yeah.
cream. I love cheesecake, so I think I would really love
Yeah.
that. I might have to come and visit you sometime, Farmer Katie, and come get some of that because it sounds so
Absolutely.
good. So you
Yes,
guys
yes, we
do,
would love to have you.
yeah. So you do value-added products you have on the
We
farm. Do you
do.
guys have a farm store that people can come check out?
Yes, so we have a farm store that you can come and you can purchase your products here on the farm, or we do ship to a few local grocery stores right now. It's very limited, but yeah, just right here in the area. And but yeah, you can come and get some fresh milk.
Awesome. So you guys
Yeah.
milk 60 cows, you process your own milk into different products. Who's all involved in the farm to make all of that happen, and what are everyone's roles on the farm?
So it's myself and my parents, and I have three siblings and their families as well. So we kind of all take part, in it. We all have a role. I have my sister that kind of oversees the cheesecakes. My mom and my dad kind of oversee everybody and keep everybody in line. As siblings can, kind of have some rivalries sometimes. You know how that is.
Oh yeah.
So no, so we all do. We wear all the hats. We can do anything, but we do work really well together. I have a brother that's a civil engineer that he helps lay out everything and does our strategic planning. And then I have a brother that's an electrical guy that he does all of our electrical work. Anytime we have a motor that goes down, or we call Daniel. We don't, it's nice not to have to call the repairman.
Right. You built-in
So,
repairman into the
yeah.
family. So that
Built-in repairman. That's right. Yeah.
I love that. So it's really a family affair to make all of this
It is.
happen and
Yes.
make it flow.
Yes.
How often do you guys
Yes.
process your milk? Is there certain days or every day or?
Yep. So we're processing right now Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and then we're shipping out on what little bit we're shipping out. We deliver on Thursday. We do everything ourselves. We don't have anyone right now that's really working for us. We have one lady that does help with baking the cheesecakes, just because the cheesecakes have continued to stay really busy. And so we do have her that comes in. She comes in 4 days a week and helps us. And she's like family too. We call her our aunt.
Oh,
So she's great. Yeah. Yeah.
I love
So,
that. So
but yeah, and then our kids help
yep,
too.
go ahead. Sorry, I didn't mean to cut you off. Go ahead.
No, it's okay. So my son, I have a son at 16, and then my niece and my nephews, they kind of trickle down from there all the way down to 8 years old, and so everything in between, they all help, they all pitch in, whatever needs to be done. So
That's awesome. I'm sure it's nice being able to spend time with
yeah,
family and see everybody and of course get to take care of our really
it is
beautiful cows. And I know two of
absolutely, yeah,
those cows are kind of our
yes,
favorites. So if
yeah,
we're able to maybe start seeing them and hear how they're
yeah.
doing,
Oop.
we'd love to.
Yeah, so this is Lily. This is Lily here. I don't know who adopted Lily, but this is we call her Supercharged Lightning or Supercharged Lily. My nephew that's 2 gave her her name.
Oh,
She was his show cow, and so when we started showing in October, that was his cow, and so he got to name her, and yeah, so it's just stuck with her. But
I
that's
love
her, and
that.
then Rosebud is over here. Yeah, Rosebud is over here, and she gets shown too. Um, she's kind of in the middle over here. Here she is, right here. She's kind of got like a rosebud stem on her forehead, and so that's how she got her name.
Oh, and so the
Yeah,
white back end there. Yep. Oh my.
yeah,
Oh,
that's
I know.
her.
I never even noticed that the rosebud shape on her head.
On her
So
head.
is that
Yeah.
how she got her name?
That is how she got her name. When I asked all the kids and all of my nieces and nephews, I asked them what did they want to name her, and they said, well, she looks like she's got a rosebud on her, forehead, the stem, and so I said, hey, that's it, that's her name.
Oh,
So
yeah.
yeah,
It is a
that's
very
them.
unique mark. I feel like you don't often see just like a line or a curve like that on a cow. So I do think her marking on her forehead is very different compared to what a cow normally would
Yes.
look like.
Right. Yes. And then supercharge, hers looked more like a lightning bolt.
Hmm.
And then my nephew is into what is the Hot Wheel cars and
Mm.
super lightning or whatever it is.
That's funny.
Yeah, so that's how she got her name.
I love that. That's adorable.
Yeah.
Now they
Yeah.
now a lot you've got a couple other cows in this pen and they all are
Yes.
kind of a similar color, but some have some white, some don't. Is that pretty standard? What kind of breed is this? And is this the standard look for this kind of breed?
Yes, so they're all jerseys. Believe it or not, that jerseys can have white. It is a bull that we've used that carries a white trait. And my dad has been breeding, AI breeding, all of my life. We do occasionally have a herd bull that we'll use for like cleanup and stuff. But yeah, so the bull that we use that actually breeds the cows, he had a lot of white on him. And so
Gotcha.
the calves obviously have taken on his traits. Yeah.
That's cool. So the
But they're all
markings on the
jerseys.
cows tend to be hereditary, and not that it's going to look identical, but they'll definitely get some traits from them.
Correct.
That's
Yes.
cool.
Yep.
That's cool.
Yeah. Just
Yes, and
like
they're
we
all
are.
jerseys.
Yeah.
Right. Might get brown hair or blue eyes or something like that.
Yeah, that's right. Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now, do you only have Jerseys on your farm, or do you have other breeds too?
We have a few Jersey Holstein Cross, which, so that means we have like 2 Holstein mama cows, and then their offspring, they've been bred to a Jersey bull, so that considers them as a cross.
Okay.
So we do have a few cows that are cross. They're Jersey, half Holstein.
Gotcha. And was
But
there
that's it.
any reason for crossing them, or just you had a couple of Holsteins and that's just how it all worked out?
Yeah, we just kind of my dad's always been partial to a Holstein Jersey Cross. They give a lot of milk, but their body is very small, so they don't eat as much, and but they still give you a lot of milk, and their production is good. So that's kind of why we do have, we just kind of ended up with a couple of Holsteins, and then
Yeah.
ended up with the cross.
Yeah.
So
That's
yeah,
interesting. Very cool. So
yeah,
our
yeah.
girls are looking like they're getting very big. What's an update on their height and weight, and what are they eating and that kind of thing?
Yeah, so they're about 4.5 feet tall, and I'm going to say they're anywhere between 175 to 200 pounds.
Wow.
And as you can tell right now, they're eating some grass. That was ryegrass that we cut out of a field that is down the road, and then we bring it and give them a little treat for them to have fresh grass.
Oh, so do they
Yeah.
graze at all, or do they pretty much just eat the cut grass, ryegrass that you guys have?
Right. So right now our grass is very scarce here, and especially in this little pen that they have. So
Sure.
because they do have a little bit of grass in here, but we kind of just give them a little treat to add to it as well.
Sure. That makes sense. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
And so they'll be eating this ryegrass. How long will this stay their diet? When will their diet change as they get older?
Their diet will stay the same pretty much now until the end of time.
Very cool. Very cool. Will they ever get any
Yeah.
kind of
Yeah.
a vitamin or a green or anything like that when they get older?
We do give them some vitamins and stuff, but they'll pretty much get a little bit of grain in the dairy barn just while they're milking to keep them satisfied after they have their babies. And then obviously they'll still get this green chop, because this green chop is actually from our wagons that came through for our milk cows. So we
Gotcha.
cut for the milk cows, and then when the wagon comes through, we just pull some off of it and give it to
Good to
them.
them. Yeah. Very cool. Now,
Yeah.
obviously, they
Yeah.
probably drink some water too. Do you have any idea how much water they drink every day?
They do drink a lot of water. I would say on an average, I can't really remember, but I think it's about 15 gallons a day,
Yeah.
give
Yeah,
or
that
take.
sounds about
Yeah.
right. Especially since you're
Yeah.
definitely warmer than where we are at in
We are.
Pennsylvania. So,
Yes, yes, we're very warm. And as the summers get hotter, they'll really drink a lot.
yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah.
absolutely. So they're eating
Yeah.
they're eating the grass, they're drinking lots of water, they're looking very healthy, and they look very happy and content in their pen. What does their
They
day-to-day look
are.
like as a heifer? What do they do at this point in time in their life?
Um, yeah, they just really just kind of just lay around, be lazy teenagers.
So they
They
don't have to do anything. Oh my goodness.
they really they really don't have to do much at all. So they're living the life right now.
Oh my. So they just hang out in their
Yeah.
pen. How do you tell when a
Mhm.
cow is happy or sad or playing or anything like that? What does that look like on a cow?
I try to say that their ears stay pretty perked up. You can tell, they're up eating. If they stop eating, we know that they're not feeding. They're not feeling well. So, or if their noses are dry, sometimes if their nose gets dry, then that means that they could have a fever, and so then it's time for us to give them a little attention.
Yeah, absolutely. And that so actually brings up a good question then. Um, if you do notice that they're not feeling well, their ears are droopy or they're not really eating, what do you
Mhm.
as the farmer do to kind of mend them to health? Because it's not like you're gonna take them to the doctor's office to help them get better. So what do you as a farmer to help them feel better?
Right. So we give them, they can get a shot. It's a lot like if your mom gives you Tylenol or Advil to kind of bring your fever down. So they get a lot of the same thing. they'll get a shot if it looks like their nose is dry, which means that they have a little bit of a fever. So we'll kind of give them that, see if it perks them up a little bit. If they still are not feeling well after a few days, then we do just like any mom would do. We might have to call the vet to come out here. We don't actually bring it to the doctor's office. The vet would come out here to treat them to make sure that they're well.
Gotcha. Okay, that makes sense. So you have a
Yeah.
veterinarian that comes out if you need it, but it sounds like you do try to
Yes.
do a lot of it on your own if you can.
We
But
do.
you work
Yes.
with that veterinarian to help keep your animals healthy and well taken care of if anything was more serious. But I think that's really great that you guys you're kind of everything. You're caring for the cow. You're also being their doctor. You're also being their nutritionist and kind of like making sure they're getting the right
Yes.
nutrients that they need. So you guys have a pretty big job to make sure that these girls are constantly growing happy and healthy. That's really
We
awesome.
do. Yeah.
So they're in
Yeah.
this pen right now and they are
Mhm.
hanging out. When will they get to join the milking herd and what does that process look like?
So they'll join the milking herd when they're about 2 years old. They're about 7 months old now. So in the next 4 months or so, 5 months, they will get bred, and then they will carry their calf for 9 months. Their gestation period is 9 months, and then after they have their calf, then they will go into the milk herd. That's when they'll start milking for us, and
Okay.
that's when their job becomes a lot.
Aha. So that's about 2 years old then when they have their first calf, if that's correct. And then they join that
Yes.
milking herd and so they milk.
Mhm.
How often do you milk a day and how long is that process and what is that process like for a cow?
Okay, so milking is twice a day. So once in the morning and once in the evening in 12-hour intervals. Um, and then normally one cow, it takes you about 15 minutes to milk one cow. So on an average, it takes us about 3 hours to do the herd of 60 by the time we start to finish. That's bringing them in, washing the machines, getting everything set up, and then you milk them. And then after everything is done, you have to clean up just like we do for supper. When your mom comes in and she cooks everything and then when the house is a mess and you have to clean up, well, we have to clean up after the cows when they leave out too.
Interesting. So for you as the farmer, you're working for about 3 hours at a time, but the cow, they probably only have like 15 minutes work and then they're out of there and they get to go and relax
They're
and
out
do
of there.
nothing again. And they only do that twice a day. So
That's
max,
right.
at the max, they're working a
Yes.
half hour a day. And then the rest of the time they get to eat, sleep, relax. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct. They eat, sleep, and relax, and that's it. Yes.
Oh my gosh.
Yep.
They live an awesome life, I would say.
They
So
do. They have a lot of
that's
playtime.
yes. Yeah, absolutely. What do they do
Mhm.
when they play? Like, I mean, it's not like they can play with a game on a computer or something. So what does playing look like for a cow?
So playing to them looks like they're just grazing. So they're eating the grass. They'll move from the grass and they'll go drink some water. Then from the water trough, they may go the the hay ring to go get some hay, which is just dried grass that is preserved for them, but it's a good forage for their stomachs. Gives them a lot of nutrients. So yeah, so they eat a lot. They eat and drink a lot.
Yeah, so I think they're kind of demonstrating exactly what they do. Now, I know some cows they'll decide to get a little frisky and like go on a little run or chase each other or something, but
Oh, now that
uh,
they do.
yeah, do a little headbutt maybe, and they like to figure out who's going to be in charge. But
Absolutely, absolutely, yes.
oh man, that's just too cute.
Yeah,
We had a
yeah.
good question come in from Mariah.
Mhm.
So they were asking, what do they sleep on? Do they have beds that they go sleep on? Do they sleep out in their pasture? What does that look like?
They sleep in the pasture. Yeah, they just sleep in the pasture. It's just some grass. They may find a hay bale that they've eaten on and it's pretty much gone. So it's kind of soft for them. And especially during the winter, then it would be warm. So they'll kind of snuggle up in the hay. But
Oh,
yeah, other than that, they just kind of sleep on the ground.
yeah, and they're comfortable that way. They're they're
Yeah.
they're pretty big animals. That's cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Awesome. Another good question that this one is where, oh wait, where'd it go? It just slid away from me on here. Oh, Riley. Oh, I just wanted to remind you, Riley. I know you were asking how old they are. We think they're about 7 months, 8 months old. Is that correct, Farmer Katie? Do you remember when they were
Yes.
born?
Yep. That's
September.
correct.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah. They were September. Yeah.
Yep. Awesome. Oh, this is a good one from Tamara or Tamari. Sorry, I apologize. I might be pronouncing that wrong. But they were wondering, what time of day do they eat? Do they have like breakfast, lunch, dinner like we do, or what does that look like for a cow?
So we feed them normally around 10 o'clock in the day. Obviously today we fed them a little later because we were wanting them to kind of hang around for y'all.
Yep.
But yeah, so they normally get lunch, breakfast, whatever you want to call it, around 10. And then when the grass wagon comes through, that is normally around 2. And
Okay.
so then they'll get their hay around 2 o'clock.
Gotcha. So there's times that you go and put it out, but then it's probably there for a while, right? So they can kind of just nibble on it and eat on it whenever they want
Oh,
while it's out
absolutely.
there.
Yeah, they can.
Yeah.
Yes, yep. They can eat on it as long as they want. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Very cool. And if you don't
Yeah.
mind, I think we had some folks hop on just a couple minutes after we pointed out which one was which. Do you mind telling us which
Okay,
one was which
sure.
again and kind of focusing on them a little bit? We're wandering all over the
Yes.
place.
Yeah, I know they're everywhere. So this is Lily here. She is the one that supercharged Lily. She kind of has like a little lightning strike on her forehead.
Mhm.
So that is her. And then she's eating the grass. And then Rosebud is over here. See if we can get her. She's the one that has like a rosebud kind of on her forehead. Up, she's getting budded. They're playing.
Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, there she is.
There she is. Hi, Rosebud.
Yeah. Yeah, that's Rosebud.
Aw,
Yeah.
very cool. Oh, we've got
Yeah.
Chase who says hello to Lily and a whole class who's really excited to see
Aw.
Rosebud. So
Yeah.
awesome. Oh, I'm glad to see that they're
Yeah.
doing so well. And they really just enjoy hanging out in this pasture. And this is their life, huh? They just kind of
This is
go
their
and
life.
hang
Yeah,
out.
they find the shade and they just hang out. Yeah.
Hmm, interesting.
Yep.
So, Farmer
Yeah.
Katie, while we're viewing our girls munching down on some grass hay here, what is your favorite part of being a dairy farmer? Like, what's your favorite thing to do throughout the day?
I think my favorite part is taking care of the cows, is taking care of the
Yeah.
babies, especially the
Aw.
newborns whenever they're first born. I've always had enjoyed that a lot. So
Yeah. Oh, I mean, they are
yeah.
pretty darn cute, and they're really little when they're
Yeah.
born, so it's a lot of
They
fun to see.
are, they're so tiny. Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
Oh, I love that.
Mhm.
Um,
Yeah.
so let's see. We've got looking at other questions here. Do cows have um, any kind of like special treatment that they need to go through? Anything like, do they get like their nails trimmed or do they get baths or like haircuts? Like, does any of that happen for a cow?
Yes. So actually you can see on Supercharged Lily here, she's actually been shaved a little bit because she's not quite finished all the way, but she's been shaved and we are going to show her this weekend at a show. And so she'll be on display in Shreveport, Louisiana, because our kids are active in 4-H and FFA, and there's a show where they'll go and show her off this weekend and have a placing. So we're hoping that she'll get first place,
Aw.
and yeah, and they'll win a ribbon, and she does too. She's telling them, yes, that's what I want.
That's what I want. So
Yeah.
that's interesting. So you'll take them to a show. What do you have to do to get an animal ready for a show like that?
Right. So she'll get pampered. She'll get a bath. She'll have her own little spot in the sand to lay down and sleep, and she'll get brushed every day, and then she'll get a bath again the next day, and then she'll
Oh
have
my
some
goodness.
she'll get some oil on her hair so it'll make her really shiny and pretty. And
Aw.
yeah, and then they'll take a comb, and they'll fluff up her tail. So they'll make it really fluffy and pretty and spray some hairspray in it. And
we heard her.
she's talking to y'all.
That's
Yeah,
adorable.
she's talking.
She is posing and ready. She's already ready for the show. Look at her.
She is ready. That's right. Yep. So
that's really cool. Oh my goodness. So they
yeah.
get pampered, they get a bath, they get a haircut, and then I'm assuming your cows, you probably have to do hoof trimming at
We
least
do,
once a year. Is that
yes.
right?
Yep, they get pedicures once a year, where we go in and they get their nails trimmed, and they make sure they have no infections in there. And if they do, then they get treated. Yeah, so you have to keep up with their nails just like we do, and they get cleaned out and make sure everything is clean.
Right, absolutely. Now, this is a really great view to be able to see some of those little buttons and tags in their ear.
Yes.
Can you just explain what the purpose of those are for?
Absolutely. So the tag on the right, the yellow tag, the little button, that is her identification. That tells me who she is, who her mom is, and who her dad is, and what her number is. So when you're in a herd, sometimes you have like an identification number for the big database of the Jersey Association. So what they call is their registration number. So she has a number in the United States. So she's identified, just like we have social security numbers, they have numbers as well.
Gotcha.
And then the little orange tag, the orange tag is a vaccination tag. So it just means that she was vaccinated against any bugs that we would take to the show to expose other animals, or or other animals here on the farm. We have to vaccinate them to make sure they stay healthy.
Sure. Okay, that's pretty cool. So they help
Yeah.
you help you identify who they are, and they're sounds like they're pretty useful, and especially when you go to the show, then you know exactly who's gotten their vaccinations. All the cows can stay healthy because you're bringing animals from multiple different farms when it comes to a show like that. So you want to make sure everyone stays healthy.
Correct.
Yeah. Awesome.
Yes. Yep. Yeah.
Very cool. So Farmer Katie, we have loved getting to ask you some of our questions here. We've had some really great questions come in. And we're going to start to get ready to wrap up a little bit here as we're finishing up for our live chat. But I wanted to ask you one final question. And we touched on a little bit, but I'd love to hear what your why is. Why have you chosen to be a dairy farmer? It sounds like a lot of work, and it sounds like you really, dedicate your life to it. So there's got to be a reason behind choosing this as your career every day. So what's your why?
I think it's because I was raised in it. I love it. It's a family. I'm a fourth generation, so it's in our blood. It's it's kind of like if you love sports, if you love playing baseball, or if you love playing basketball, or if you love playing football. If your family loves it, you tend to love it as well. It's kind of the same with farming, and it gives me satisfaction to know that I'm providing you with nutritious milk. I'm giving the public something that is going to help them to grow and to be healthy.
Yeah.
So I just love it. I love the animals. I love being here. I don't know.
Yeah. It's definitely a passion.
It's a great life.
Right?
It is a passion. It is. It's a very slow paced life. I think that's another thing that I really love about it, is that it's very laid back. It is busy. It's 7 days a week. We don't have, our cows don't go on Christmas vacation, or
they don't care when it's your
Thanksgiving.
birthday.
Right. They don't care if we don't feel well. It's like, oh well, we have to be milked. But so it's hard, but at the same time it's very rewarding. So
and I think you guys have a really, in particular, a very unique story where you not only produce the milk, but then you process the milk. So you get to see that full circle of taking care of your cows, making sure they're really taken care of well, and then getting to see it get in the hands of your community members and see them enjoy it. And I think that's just really a unique experience as a farmer, to know that the products you're producing are high quality, they taste delicious, and everyone's enjoying them, and we get to have a nutritious product. So I think that's a really, really awesome story. So thank you, Farmer Katie, for doing that, for taking such great care of our cute calves. We've loved watching them, and it's been fun watching them here today in their pen, just hanging out with their
Yeah.
friends and doing what they do
Oh
best, which
yeah.
is eat and do nothing. So
Right.
that's been a lot of fun just following along with them today. But thank you so much for
Yeah.
not only being an amazing host
Thank
farm.
y'all so much.
Yeah, we've
Yeah.
loved following you this year, but we've also really just love hearing your story. I think it's really neat to be able to connect with a real farm and find where our dairy products come from. I know I would be lost without my ice cream and milk for my cereal. So I am very thankful
That's
for the work
right.
that you guys do, and I'm sure everyone else is too. So thank you so
Thank you.
much for being part of this farm. It's been a lot of fun kind of taking this virtual
Yeah.
step onto your farm and getting to experience this. Before we jump off
Yeah.
today, is there
I've
anything else
really
you'd like to
enjoyed it the
share?
last 2 years. Yeah.
Good, good,
Um,
awesome.
I I think that's it. I just said it, I've really enjoyed it the last 2 years, and I look forward to years to come.
Awesome.
So
Yeah, awesome. Thank you so much, Farmer Katie.
yeah.
And thank you all for hopping on
Thank
today and
you.
joining our chat and for doing the program and caring about ag education in the classroom. It means the world to us. And we hope you continue to choose the Adopt a Cow program and join us and continue connecting with the local farmer and learning where your food comes from, because it is so important to know that it's way more than what you see in the grocery store. So thank you for joining this
Absolutely.
program. And we look forward to having you in the program again next year. We look
Yeah.
forward, and have a great summer all. Take care.
Yeah.
Bye-bye.